Hi, hello, welcome to this YouTube video where I'm going to explain to you and give you 6 different options for Pokemon you can use in raids that are not Iron Hands or Azumarill. And the Pokemon I'm going to show you can be used in different situations. And the problem we're trying to solve today is that people want, or I guess hope, would want to bring different Pokemon into different raids, but they don't know which Pokemon they should bring in. And they don't know which Pokemon they should level up, which moves they should have, what IVs, all that stuff. We're going to go through 6 different Pokemon today, and these aren't like the world's most perfect Pokemon, but they will give you a really good variety, so when you go to a 6-star raid or 5-star raid, you have an option instead of just defaulting to what you already have, which is probably just Azumarill, and is probably just Iron Hands, which works for some raids, but not every raid. Hopefully with these 6 Pokemon, or even if you could do 1 or 2 of these Pokemon, you'll have a better variety and be able to tackle more 5- and 6-star raids. Here are the 6 Pokemon that I'm going to recommend that you invest your materials into, and I'm going to show you the movesets. Now, I will state that these movesets aren't set in stone, and these items are not set in stone. I'll explain why for a lot of these, but again, this is just a base, so you can have a variety of Pokemon in your box that you can use for different 5-star and 6-star raids. And there's no particular order, except there is an order. Grimmsnarl is probably, out of all of the 6 Pokemon here, Grimmsnarl is probably the one you should build if you only have enough materials to build 1 Pokemon. Grimmsnarl is a Dark and Fairy Pokemon. On the 6 Pokemon we have 2 support, we have 2 huge attackers, and then we have 2 like Pokemon that are kind of in the middle. They're not really support, they're not really huge attackers, but they'll absolutely hold their own. But we're going to start with Grimmsnarl because it is by far the best support Pokemon here. The held item I would recommend is Light Clay. And the moveset, at least for a special attacking Pokemon, I would recommend is Spirit Break, Taunt, Thunder Wave, and Light Screen. Grimmsnarl can also learn Fake Tears, can also learn Reflect, can also learn a million other moves that are really, really great. And what I have done with my Grimmsnarl is change the moves around. Like if I know the Pokemon is going to be a special attacker, Light Screen, don't need Reflect. If I know it's going to be a physical attacker, I'll get rid of Light Screen last minute, put Reflect over Light Screen. As for attacking moves, I think Spirit Break is just great here. It lowers the special attack. I prefer it over Play Rough every single time. Taunt is really great here because of Prankster. If you don't know what Prankster does, it pretty much lets you do these status type moves like Thunder Wave, Reflect, Light Screen before anyone else. Speed is really weird in raids, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. But I would start with Grimmsnarl. We'll go through like the more technical stuff afterwards. The second one is going to be just an all-out attacker. It's Gholdengo or Gholdengo. I'm not sure how to say its name. It is a Steel and Ghost type Pokemon, and this is the moveset that I would recommend, which is Make It Rain, Shadow Ball, Nasty Plot, and Metal Sound. Make It Rain does lower your special attack. It's a huge damaging move. Nasty Plot lets you recover that, and Metal Sound lowers their special defense. So this is really great because if you have a bunch of special attackers with you, you would Metal Sound. If you have a bunch of physical attackers with you, you would Nasty Plot. Or you can Nasty Plot once, Metal Sound if you have maybe 1 special attacker next to you and 2 physical attackers next to you. There's a lot of options here. And the item that I would recommend for Gholdengo is Shell Bell, so you can get some of your HP back when you do major damage. The next Pokemon is a middle of the road Pokemon, which is Gastrodon, water ground type Pokemon. Gastrodon absolutely can hold its own. And I played around with the moveset and the held item here. I really like Surf, Earth Power, Ice Beam, and Terra Blast. My Gastrodon happens to be Poison. I don't know if that's the best, but it has worked for me for Fairy-type raids, because after 3 attacks, I can just switch to Poison. We're putting Assault Vest on this Gastrodon, so it can absolutely hold its own. You could easily remove Ice Beam for Recover, but then you can't run Assault Vest. So in that case, you might want to run Leftovers, or maybe just like a Citrus Berry. There's a lot of options you can do with Gastrodon. And again, I'll have like a graphic up somewhere on the screen that you can see the other options that you want. Just like Grimmsnarl, Blissey is going to be a support Pokemon. Ignore the Terra type on Blissey. I don't think, probably 98 times out of 100, you will never have to Terra type Blissey because you'll probably never hit the attack button because it's full support here. But I suppose if you were fighting a water, grass, electric, or fire Pokemon, you could resist it with the Dragon type if you wanted to. We're doing Lumberry here just in case Clefairy gets confused or paralyzed or any of that at the start because Clefairy needs, or sorry, not Clefairy, I'm saying Clefairy, Blissey. Man, I wish Clefairy was in this game. We're doing Lumberry because Blissey needs to set up. The whole point is to support the team. So Dazzling Gleam, probably not going to hit that. If you're unfamiliar with supporting, and I didn't really cover this with Grimmsnarl, you're probably going to want to Light Screen first, and then you're going to spam Life Dew to give your teammates health. And then you're going to Helping Hand the strongest Pokemon to help them do more damage. It is more beneficial for you to Helping Hand instead of hitting Dazzling Gleam. And you're never going to get your Tera type anyways without hitting Dazzling Gleam 3 times. Going back to 99 times out of 100, you're probably going to hit Helping Hand instead of Dazzling Gleam. But it's there just in case you get taunted and you got to do something. The thing that I strongly recommend here with Blissey is never bring it to a physical attacking Pokemon. You can see right here, and we'll get more into this in the complicated part of this video. Blissey's special defense is 336 and its defense is 56. It will literally die to a Machop's Karate Chop instantly. But on the special defense side, super strong. Light Screen is going to protect you because obviously you're only going to bring Blissey to a special attacking Pokemon. Light Screen is going to protect you, protect your team. You're going to be able to support with Helping Hand. You're going to be able to heal with Life Dew. And then you want to Life Dew instead of using your heal cheers because then you can cheer attack boost or defense boost for your team because you only get 3 of those. One of the more interesting picks is Bellibolt. Although, ignore the Tera type here. It should be electric Tera type. That's going to be the best. Blissey actually probably doesn't matter because you're never probably going to hit that Tera type button. Ignore my Tera type. You for sure want electric Tera type on Bellibolt. The held item here will be Magnet to boost the electric attacks. Now, Bellibolt's moveset is Thunderbolt, Parabolic Charge. I'm pretty sure I said that perfectly. Acid Spray, and Electric Terrain. Acid Spray is going to lower the opposing Pokemon's special defense, which is really great. This will even work when the raid boss puts their shield up. So it pairs really great with Gholdengo as a Pokemon next to it. Thunderbolt's going to just be your main huge damage. And then Electric Terrain will boost your electric type moves. It also prevents sleep. I would usually run Electric Terrain when the shield is up, but the great thing and why Bellibolt works really great here is Bellibolt's really slow. So it's always going to probably go after the raid boss. The raid boss is going to hit you, and then it's going to give you a special attack boost, and then you're going to return that special attack boost with Thunderbolt. And obviously, if you Acid Spray it and you lower its special defense, Thunderbolt's going to do even more damage after you get hit with when your ability procs Electromorphosis. You could easily change out some of these moves. You could change out Electric Terrain for Eerie Impulse if you prefer to do so. Finally, we have our last main attacker, which is Annihilape, and we're giving it the Punching Glove, which boosts punching type moves. It also prevents it from, if you punch an Ampharos that has static, the static won't go onto you, so you won't get paralyzed. And for the moveset here, we're going to do Drain Punch, Rage Fist, Bulk Up, and Screech. So this is kind of a little bit of what we explained in Gholdengo, except instead of a special attacker, the Annihilape is a physical attacker. Drain Punch getting you health back, Rage Fist getting stronger and stronger, Bulk Up to bulk yourself up, and Screech to lower their physical defense. Again, in a situation where you have a bunch of physical Pokemon with you against the raid boss, Screech is going to be the preferred move, so everyone gets the benefit of the raid boss's defense being lowered by 2 stages with Screech. Bulk Up is for yourself. And those are the outlines, the basic 6 I would recommend. Now, to get these Pokemon up to level 100, I would recommend just doing a bunch of 5-star or 6-star raids, or even 4-star raids to get candy to power them up. And then the other thing you want to do is you want to bottle cap them, which is called Hyper Training. If you don't know what Hyper Training is, Hyper Training lets you max out your IVs, which makes your Pokemon even stronger. And if you go into Montevera, you can find this guy chillin', and he will let you Hyper Train. Now, a new thing in Scarlet and Violet is that you can start Hyper Training at level 50. And in older games, like Pokemon Sword and Shield, you could only Hyper Train at level 100. So I'm just going to Hyper Train one Pokemon just to show you. Okay, he's going to ask if we have bottle caps, gold or regular. You can buy bottle caps in this game, or you can get them from raids. We're just going to use regular bottle caps. Now, in a situation for Bellibolt, we will only want to increase the defense and the special defense. Now, I got Bellibolt from a raid. That's why it has the Fairy Tera type, which, by the way, I need to change. But the Bellibolt already has perfect special attack, perfect speed, and perfect HP. You can see here that Bellibolt is a special attacker. Its special attack is 266, and its attack is 126. So we don't need to waste a bottle cap on attack because we'll never use its attack. So just keep in mind, if you're unfamiliar with hyper training, in the case of Gholdengo, we would not need to do the attack. And in the case of Annihilape, we do not have to do special attack because those Pokemon won't be using that. For the most part, defenses, HP, speed, always worth doing unless you're doing some Trick Room team, but speed is its own weird thing in raids, so don't worry about that too much. If you would like to check your IVs, you can go over to the PC and you can check it. So we have best is the best. So best in HP, best in special attack, best in speed, hyper trained in special defense, which we just did, and hyper trained in regular defense, which we just did, and attack is decent. Again, we don't care about attack. Okay, let's talk about natures. Natures are the little red and blue things you see here. So the nature for this Grimmsnarl is special attack down, defense up. If you're unfamiliar with natures, the easiest way I can explain it is you always want to negative the stat you're never going to use. You're always going to positive a stat that would be beneficial to you. There's a couple natures that you could use, like Adamant would work really great for Grimmsnarl. Modest works really great for Gholdengo here. Easy way to remember it is negative, usually the attack stat you don't use. So we're never going to use Gholdengo's physical attack. We're never going to use Annihilape's special attack. So those are just complete opposites of each other. In the case for Blissey, we're probably just never going to attack altogether. And we talked about how Blissey is such a special defensive wall in raids. So we're going to actually boost Blissey's special defense. But for a Pokemon that attacks, like Annihilape or Bellibolt, we'll want to boost the attack stat that is respective to that Pokemon. So in this case, physical attack for Annihilape, special attack for Bellibolt. And you can use the mints to then figure out which you need to do. Mints will drop in raids. You can pick them up off the ground. You can buy them. Very easy to change that. If you're going to do a lot of 5 and 6-star raids, I'm sure your bag is full of mints. Check them. I'll have a little list here on the screen and that it will show you, but a quick Google search will get you all the mint stuff you need as well. Let's talk about EVs. EVs are effort values that you can put in by knocking out Pokemon or by buying vitamins. Probably the easiest way to do this is vitamins. I'm going to show that with Gholdengo here in a second. But if you hit the L button, you'll be able to see your EV spread. So for Grimmsnarl, the EV spread is special defense, attack, and HP. So Blissey I haven't done yet. Blissey would be max HP, max special defense. You're never really going to attack with Blissey, and you're never going to bring it to you shouldn't bring it to a physical raid. So we're going to ignore defense. I think for a Pokemon like Bellibolt or Annihilape, instead of splitting it between special defense and defense, because some Pokemon would be a physical or a special attacker, I would just recommend HP for these two. And you could probably do that safely for a lot of Pokemon. So for Annihilape, I would do max attack and max HP. For Bellibolt, I will do max HP and max special attack. Blissey's that weird one, max HP, max special defense, because it's a sport Pokemon. Oh, this Gastrodon one's a mess. Gastrodon, I would do max HP, max special attack. For Gholdengo, I would do max HP, max special attack. And for Grimmsnarl, this one was like specific kind of for Charizard. If you just want 2 stats, totally good. I think this actually works really great for Charizard. I'm going to leave that as is, actually, for this weekend. So we saw that Gholdengo had no EVs. We're going to go over, and I'm going to take 26 to max out a stat. I'm going to put 26, or just 25, because I think I did knock out one Pokemon here, into Gholdengo, and then we're going to do special attack, which is Calcium, for 20. I think Gholdengo has a couple EVs. So let's go back, check summary, and there we go. I must have knocked out something with Gholdengo, so it's probably slightly off here. I think attack is slightly off. I can fix that. But we have max HP, and we have very, very close max special attack. I think that one wild Pokemon must have messed this up. But HP is max, and you can tell HP is max because it is sparkling. And unlike Grimmsnarl here, Grimmsnarl is yellow, and Gholdengo is blue. Blue means it's completely done. It means it cannot get any more EVs. If it's still yellow, it means that it can earn a little bit more EVs. And I was actually just tweaking this before the video, so that's kind of why it's like that. Bellibolt, we can do the same thing. Should be 26. And there you go. Bellibolt has max special attack. And that should be it. Here are the 6 Pokemon that you can feel comfortable catching, powering up, and bringing to raids. Again, Grimmsnarl and Blissey will be your support Pokemon. Gholdengo and Annihilape will be your heavy hitters. And Bellibolt and Gastrodon will be they hold their own. They do a little support. They look cool. They're great. No one has to worry about them. They're just cute little Pokemon that definitely help out in every raids. If you're watching this on YouTube, I would appreciate a like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Maybe let me know. I know comments are gonna be like Azumarill, Fluttermane, Iron Hands. I get it. I wanted to do Pokemon that were not those 3 specifically. There are a ton of Pokemon that are viable, but I wanted to give 6 Pokemon today that you could feel comfortable catching, powering up, investing EVs, mints, all that stuff. So I think like 60% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed. If this helps you out, that would mean a lot. Otherwise, if you have any other questions, feel free to ask. But thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Bye. Why does he sleep like this?